A warm welcome to all our viewers. Thank you for joining us. In particular, we say good morning to Clarice, Eitan, Rachel, Peter, Caroline, Carol, Sharon, and all those that are still joining us. We wish long life to all those whose Yortzeit coincides with today. Sharon, we wish you long life, as well as the Kite family and all those others that have Yortzeit today. And we wish long life to the Ross family that are sitting Shiva, and to Peter Ravid on getting up from Shiva. So I want to speak to you about something that was trending on Twitter. You may have seen it. It seems almost bizarre to think about it, but there was a story. Anne Frank was trending on Twitter, not because of her famous diary, but because she was a victim of hate. Yes, Anne Frank was a victim of hate. Because Twitter viewers were debating whether Anne Frank had white privilege. Now, at first blush, that seems quite absurd. You know, we're talking about Anne Frank, a girl, a Jewish girl, 15 years old, who found herself for 2 years hiding in an attic before she was deported to Bergen-Belsen with her family, and then she was murdered by the Nazis. And all the time that she was in a constant, she was hiding in the attic, she was living in fear for her life and for her well-being. So where was the privilege? And the discussion on Twitter apparently was the fact that she was white, and therefore she had white privilege, and therefore as Jews, no matter what happens to us, we have white privilege. We find ourselves like other white people in a privileged position, and that we don't suffer from the same discrimination as colored people or black people. Um, so the privilege seems for some to have, and this is of course a big discussion, and that we could have another time. I'm sure Andrea is already rubbing her hands thinking about the debate that we could have. For some people, it's a very negative thing, that the privilege, and we have to be ashamed or apologetic for who we are. But that's not quite the way I think that we should see it as Jews. I think that everyone in life has, or most people in life, live with privilege, and in some instances, underprivilege. So we certainly have privileges by the position and the opportunities that we have in our lives, in our society, privileges in terms of being able to live a full life as a Jew, privileges in being Jewish and therefore having the opportunities to be a light to the nations, to know that we make a difference, that we count, and that we have been born into a life where there are such expectations and for growth, for personal development, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, there is no question that in some senses, because of the persecution that Jews have had across the millennia, we are underprivileged. One only has to think, I think it was as recently as 1935, there was quotas of Jews that could get into the Ivy League schools. Yale University told one of their admissions team that only 5 Jews or something should get into each department. So so if that's the way a faculty is behaving, then and even I think there were more anti-Semitic incidents in 2021 in America than any other year. So at the same time that we as Jews have white privilege, there is no question, or privilege as being white and being Jewish, we also have a sense of underprivilege. And I don't think, that's one of the things that we have to live with. But being Jewish shouldn't, and being in the position that we are in should give us a sense of pride. There's an amazing story about a woman who came to a rabbi and she said, I get very, I hate it. People keep shouting at me, Jew, Jew, Jew. And she said she didn't like it, and she found it very uncomfortable. And the rabbi said that it's interesting because when I walk to shul, people also shout at me Jew, but I'm not embarrassed, I'm not ashamed, and therefore I don't find it a derogatory term. That was the whole debate, wasn't it, about Yid Army that was shouted I wouldn't have had an issue about them shouting Yidalmi. I don't see it as a derogatory term. I'm quite proud of being Jewish. I wear my kappa with pride, and therefore I don't mind if I'm identified and referred to as a Jew, despite others may have a different twist and slant on how they see us. Yeah. So I think the message that we take from the Twitter debate, and you can have your own views about Anne Frank and the fact that she had white privileges. Yeah, there's no question. Anne Frank did have white privilege. Jews have white privilege. We have many privileges, and we don't have to be ashamed of it. We don't have to be apologetic of it. What we do need to do is to listen to what we say in Ethics of the Fathers, and that is that it says that that every Jewish person is in a position of privilege. And what is the privilege? The privilege is that God gave us mitzvot and the Torah, which are an opportunity for us to take on greater responsibilities. That is what privilege means to be Jewish. To be privileged to take on responsibilities and see them as not a burden, not a yoke around our neck, but as an opportunity for us to make a contribution, a lasting contribution, an opportunity for us for our personal development and for that of our families. And please God, in this way, we will be ambassadors of light, light to a nation, and be a source of inspiration and nachas to the Almighty. So that's my passing thought for today, but I'm interested to hear your ideas. Of course, we'll be on later. I think it's at 8:30 tonight, if I'm correct, for the pre-Tisha B'Av share and discussion. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, we wish everyone well. Have a great day. I'm going to try and find my sheet, and if not, if someone wants, Sharon, if you'd like to put up the Hebrew name, then I can do a memorial prayer, even if I can't find the sheet, which of course has gone missing. So we'll do it in a slightly different order. First, we will do whilst we wait for the Hebrew name. Misha Berach, Avosenu, Avram, Yisrael, Yaakov, Masha, Aaron, David, Shlomo, Yivarech, Rabbi Zechelim, Bavu, Shana, Mispalim, Bavu, Ram, B'Zechaz, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimalei Rachim, Aleichem, Lach, Malfos, Sami, Yishlach, Lem, Fushim, Shmaim, Lachol, Rem, Mesoch, Shach, Yisrael, Rufus, Anefesh, Posakov, Hashabas, Makarif, Amen. Wish everyone well, and lastly, a memorial prayer wishing Sharon long life. Adonai Lamim Zachoes Nishmas Mindel Bas Avram Kayen Shalach Liala Shalach Liala Maman Balarachamim Tzreim Tzkanafech Liolamim Vetisach Habitzroich Emisishmasam Adonai Nachlasam Vetanuch B'Shemishkavam V'Namar Amen. Wish long life to all those who have Yortzeit, and please God, we'll have simchas and good things for us and for the community in the years ahead. A reminder that if you want to come to the Shabbat lunch, people are signing up quite quickly. So that's in 2 Shabbatot time, just a purely social get-together. It's called Friends Reunited, Shabbat morning, very casual. If you'd like to join us, please do sign up. It was emailed out. And wishing everyone a great day. I'm looking forward to Anshul's graduation today, as well as it's Sivia. Tehilah's got a bear party, but Anshul has his graduation, so he's finishing primary school, so we're excited. And that's about it. Have a great day. Look after yourselves. I would suggest, as we struggled for a minyan this morning, that perhaps one of the biggest minyanim in the country could be at Folkestone. But we wish them well. Please God, the traffic will clear. Take care. Look after yourselves.